Alright, we're watching LI410, who's playing Rammatra. This is placements, expected to be Silver 5, and it is on console, and it's on Lijiang Tower. I'm starting to play tank and comp and need advice. I'm a support main. I kind of know what I don't want in tank as support, overextending, losing their LOS, peel from time to time. However, I haven't played as much tank as I have the other roles, so obviously my tank skills are lacking a bit. I'm still doing my placement matches, and for now I'm expected to be Silver 5, which, fair, I ain't that good. I have 2 matches where I felt I played good, or at the very least decent, 1 loss, 1 win. I also started feeling more comfortable to talk on voice chat, so I'm trying to make callouts. It worked in the second match pretty well. The tanks I like the most and feel most comfortable playing so far are in this order: Junker Queen, Rammatra, Ryan, and Diva. This game, I feel I was doing good at first, but then our Ana switched to Mercy. She was getting focused by Sombra, and I think the lack of heals might have been a problem. I did ask them to please switch, but neither did. In this scenario, what could I have done differently to secure that second round? Okay, so, first of all, we're only going to cover the final round in the first game. So there's 2 codes posted. One is a loss, which is this one, and one is a win. And of the loss, the OP, I think, lost first round, won second round, lost the third round. So we're watching that final loss since they said, what could I have done differently to secure that second round? I assume they don't mean the second of the 3 rounds. I assume they mean this one because they won the second round. So what could they have done to win the third round is how I'm interpreting the question. Yes, in terms of healing, yes, you only have Mercy and Lucio, which I don't love as a tank, especially. This is the kind of situation where I think that's like a really awkward lineup to play. I'd probably play Junker Queen personally in this situation, just because you're a better sustain. Sigma is like the lowest sustain tank of them all, but in terms of like how much healing you need to do your job. But Junker Queen does okay. The thing is that Sigma has no synergy whatsoever with Lucio, so I think Junker Queen is just better. I think I just like playing Junker Queen in general on control point maps because you're fast, you're flexible, you can do a lot there. Sigma requires kind of linear maps to be good. Rammatra is still playable here, especially at this rank. I really don't think the amount of healing is a problem for you at all in this round. I think your primary issue is your inexperience with playing tank and Rammatra is more so the problem. So that's what we're kind of focusing on. Regarding voice chat, honestly, my advice to players, especially new players, is don't even worry about voice chat. Like, you can be in it, you can not be in it. I don't think you should be making callouts, because if you make callouts, there's some degree of you expecting that your team are going to listen to the calls, right? Otherwise, why would you be doing it? Your teammates may not be in voice chat, so you might say, hey, Ana, get ready to nano me before I go in, and then you don't get nanoed, and you're like, well, I was relying on that nano to go in, and now you get upset, and then you check, and maybe your Ana didn't hear you, or maybe your Ana's not even in voice chat, and you didn't notice. There's a lot of things. Maybe your Ana chose not to nano you anyway, because they're planning on nanoing like Genji or something like that. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, which is why I would try not to rely on teammates more so. Again, if you really enjoy that aspect of gameplay, keep doing it, right? Don't do things that are fun for you. But I would say as a general rule for climbing, I find that people who over-focus on trying to communicate with their teammates don't focus enough on their own improvement. It's sort of in the same way that if I go play basketball and I play with a bunch of random strangers, if I'm trying to tell strangers, hey, do this, do that, go here when I go there, that's maybe it'll help, maybe they'll listen, maybe they won't, maybe they'll have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, but I get more value just in focusing on improving my own skill and reacting to what's around me versus trying to change other people's behavior that I'm literally never going to meet again. Okay, so I covered all that stuff. I would say that when you start a new hero, right, mess around for a little bit, like an hour or 2, and then, on Quick Play or whatever, and then go watch a guide. I cannot stress this enough. If you're learning a new hero, go watch a guide, because the guide will explain to you, ideally if it's a good guide, it will explain to you how do you play this hero. And you might think, oh, I know how to play this hero, I understand what the abilities do and I use them, and that's how you play the hero. That's not how you play a hero. Every single hero in the game has a particular gameplay loop, right? A rhythm as to how they use their abilities and when, right? And in what positions. That's what you need to know as soon as possible. If you're just improving, how to play a hero, you are going to take a lot longer, sometimes even 10 times longer, to learn how to play a hero than if you just watch a guide. Okay? I see this all the time, especially for the lower ranks, where I see people post and they're like, oh, I've been stuck in silver or gold for 500 hours, and they have 100 hours on a certain hero, and I watch the replay that they play, or the post, and I watch it and I'm like, you look like you have no clue how to play this hero, right? They just use their abilities basically randomly, and I'm like, that's why you lose, is because you don't actually understand what this ability was designed to be used for, right? For example, like on Rammatra, people will throw Vortex like at the enemy thinking that it's going to kill them, but it does like, it used to do 15 damage a second, I think now it's like, what, 30 damage a second? So like that's a good example, right? Where somebody doesn't know that Vortex does almost no damage, but they throw Vortex thinking that it's going to deal damage. Like that's just like a really basic example. Or for shield, right? They just randomly throw the shield up without realizing that shield has an incredibly long cooldown. So there are all these basic mistakes that you make as all heroes if you do not understand what it's like to play the hero at a higher level. You're not going to have the same game sense, you're not going to have the same mechanics, but just understanding, like, look, this is the general gameplay loop, that's really important. So for Rammatra, the general gameplay loop is you use staff, okay? Then when you start taking pressure, you use shield. Then you keep shooting them with a staff, right? When the shield expires, then you go Nemesis form. And then you go punch punch or block block, depending on what's going on, ideally more punching than blocking. Then, when Nemesis form expires, if you did it correctly, your shield will be up, or it'll be 1 or 2 seconds until it's up. Then you put the shield back up, and you resume. And you throw Vortex at any moment in time where it's going to get you a lot of value. Okay? That's the general gameplay of Rammatra. So, it goes, right? Staff. Ugh. I don't want to use the same letter. Staff to shield, right? To Nemesis, right? Then back to staff, right? To shield, right? To Nemesis, and over and over and over again. So one way to think about it in a circle, right? Staff, shield, Nemesis. Here, here, here. We're just going to rotate between that over and over and over again. A very, very common thing that happens is that for Rammatra players is that they will overlap them. So for example, they will put their shield up and they will immediately pop Nemesis form. This is usually, I would say about 80% of the time, the wrong decision. Because the shield makes you functionally invulnerable because it's 1,000 health, right? Rammatra shield is arguably the best shield in the game because you can put it down at any distance pretty much instantly. It does not require it to be held, and it's got 1,000 health. So like basically you're free to fight versus like Ryan's shield has more health, it's 1,400 health, but Ryan has to hold the shield, which is obviously a huge drawback of the shield itself. Anyway, so that's the general gameplay loop we're looking for, right? Use staff, then I start taking serious damage, so I put up the shield, then I keep using my staff. After the shield expires, am I in danger? If I'm not in danger, I can keep using my staff. If I am in danger, then I can pop Nemesis and start punching, right? If I'm gonna die even in Nemesis form, I hold block, right? And then when Nemesis form expires, I should have shield again, and I put the shield back up if I need to. So let's watch this play out live. I would also note, I have guides for the vast majority of the tanks. All the tanks that you listed, Junker Queen, Rammatra, Ryan Diva. The only ones I don't have for are Maga, Ball, and Doomfist, right? None of the three of which I play. So I will link to those guides to make sure that you have them. But you don't have to watch mine, right? I'm doing your review right now, but you can watch any of the ones out there. There's many good ones. Yeatle has, for example, a great guide for Rammatra. I'll also have that one linked in these Rammatra resources. But I'm just noting is you should watch a guide first to understand how the hero is played. It will dramatically speed up how fast you will learn the game. In the same way that if somebody tried to learn piano without someone teaching them, they would have no idea where to put their fingers. Right? They would just be messing around all over the place, and they would learn bad habits and would take time to unlearn that versus watching even a 5-minute YouTube video on playing piano. They'd be like, okay, this is how I put my fingers. This is how it's generally played. They wouldn't have the muscle memory to actually do it, but they'd understand what looks like the right way to play piano, and that would jumpstart their ability to play. So, back to the gameplay loop. So we've started over here. So you've gone the correct way. That's good, right? Step one is this is the correct way for tanks to go. Is you go this way. Almost all tanks. There's exceptions for things like Ball and sometimes Doom, but you come this way. This is good. Okay, so we're in the right spot. What do we start with? We start with staff. Just shoot them with a staff. Okay. You put the shield up when you're in danger. A, or am I shooting with the staff? I am not. B, am I in danger? I am not. There's literally nobody looking at me right now, right? So you put up the shield here and you put it on a 13-second cooldown, but the shield is doing nothing. right? You're autopiloting right now where you're like, hey, look, I come up here, I put the shield down because I put the shield down. Like it feels like if there's literally no enemies there, you still would have put the shield down because that's where you think a shield should go. A shield would be great there if there were enemies there that were shooting at you and you were in danger of dying. But that's not true, right? There are no enemies here. The only enemy here is D.Va, and she's not even looking at you. She's going this way. Also, D.Va at this range is not a danger at all. So you've already messed up the first two pieces of the gameplay loop. You didn't open with your staff, and you used shield at the wrong time. Alright, so now we're attacking the D.Va. Great. So you threw Vortex while she's Matrixing. Like, she's very clearly Matrixing right now, so there's no reason to throw Matrix, okay? See? Matrix, or throw a Vortex. It's up right now. It's still up right now. It's still up right now, and now you're Vortexing, which is obviously not good. So now you tossed away a big cooldown, right? 11-second cooldown for nothing. This is an example of just throwing your abilities away. The difference between you and a better tank is that better tanks use abilities better, right? They get value out of them. Throwing a Vortex and having it instantly eaten, especially by a Matrix that you could see before you popped it, is a good example of you getting zero value out of your abilities. Okay? I often give this example to illustrate how bad it is when you mess stuff up. What is the difference between you and a Bronze 5 Rammatra? So far, nothing, right? Like, even if somebody took your controls and literally had never played the game before, they would have gotten equivalent value to you so far because you used a shield that you didn't need to, you didn't use staff to do any damage when you could have, and you threw away your Vortex. So as of right now, I'm not saying you won't play better after this, but I'm just noting right now you've gotten your team zero value so far from doing anything. So you go Nemesis here, which is okay. I mean, my read here is that the D.Va's actually going to run out of Matrix pretty soon because she's been holding it for a while, right? When you pop Nemesis here, she's already used up 2/3 of her Matrix, so her Matrix is about to end. What does that mean? I can probably just reload my staff and shoot her with the staff. Why would I want to use staff over Nemesis form? And this goes back to, you should watch a guide first to understand what your abilities do and how to use them. So for example, if I asked you a question, when do you use staff and when do you use Nemesis form? You probably don't know. Like, you probably guess at something, but a key part of this is staff does 120 damage per second, punches do 100. That seems pretty close, right? Well, the thing is, your staff can headshot, which does double damage. So staff can do up to 240 damage per second, while punches can't headshot, so they only do 100. That means you can do almost 2.5 times the damage of punches with your staff. Now, against small targets, you're not going to hit a lot of headshots, right? If I'm trying to hit like a Tracer or Symmetra, I'm not getting a lot of headshots with my staff unless I Vortex them first or they're stunned or something like that. But against a D.Va, who is a big headshot box, right? This entire area, I can just fire into the middle of her. I'm probably going to hit 50% plus of my headshots. That's a lot of damage. And this is a good example where if I want something to die quickly, I can use my staff. Again, she is Matrixing right now, but the Matrix is about to end because we've seen her use it for 2 whole seconds. She can only keep it up for 3. So I don't think you pop Nemesis form here. You just use your staff, right? So you pop Nemesis in, all right? You kill Lucio, great. You try to kill the Mercy. This is a great example for where Vortex would be useful, right? Right now, I see the Mercy go to the right. Her only escape path is the Guardian Angel this way. And if you play support, so she play Mercy, you realize this. She can't walk away, right? If she walks away, she has no mobility, she's going to die. If you Vortex the space in the middle, right here, she dies. There's like literally no way she can get away from you. This is a good example where Vortex is useful, and the fact that you don't have Vortex gives her a chance to escape. And guess what? She flies by you, and she escapes, right? And now you're like, oh shoot, right? Again, if you had Vortex, she dies here, but you don't have Vortex. So you're going to back up, and back to staff, shield, Nemesis, right? That loop. Well, you came out of Nemesis form, fine, right? You block, this is good, right? Staying alive is good. Now you get back here, you're attacking the D.Va, but the D.Va's not going at you, right? She's going after your Bastion right now, but yet you put down the shield, which doesn't help. So once again, you're throwing away your shield. Like, the difference between you having shield and you disabling the shield button is 0 right now because your shields don't give you any value whatsoever. So, again, bad shield, right? You could just stay in staff form. Even though you're low, you're not in danger. If someone's shooting at you, yeah, put down shield. But if someone's not shooting at you, they're flying away from you, don't put down your shield. That doesn't make any sense. So, we can already see many mistakes here from a gameplay loop perspective. The other thing that's going to happen right now is you're going to try to chase. Is it your job to chase these 3 heroes right now? Right, with just you and the Mercy? No, and this is not a question of healing, right? Even as I'm warrior with you, you can't kill these 3 heroes. And that's not going to happen, right? D.Va does up to 215 damage per second. Soldier does like 190. So combined, especially with headshots, you're looking at 400 plus damage per second. There is no support in the game that can keep you alive through that. Even Zenyatta in Transcendence cannot keep you alive from that. Like, I'm just giving you a perspective of just how much damage they can do. They will shred you. But you don't need to push this. Just go and take the point, right? The only person on the point is Sombra, so just walk back over here, cap the point, and then move on. But instead, you're going to try to push through this. This is a huge mistake, right? You're trying to go for the Mercy. Now you pop Nemesis, and you're going to make a cardinal mistake where you have people on all sides of you, and you're going to get killed. And again, no support can save you here, right? Look at your Mercy. Your Mercy's like, yeah. And she turns around. And I don't blame her because she can't save you. There's like literally no way that she could save you in this situation. I would also note you could have killed the Mercy right now with the quick melee. So right here, she's in you, like in front of you, you could have just hit quick melee to kill her right now. So, as we can see, you're not doing the core gameplay loop of Rammatra, right? And I'm telling you, the core gameplay loop will get you literally to like high plat, low diamond. If you just do that, like that instruction, just using staff, popping shield only when you start taking damage, and like serious damage, not like, oh, Lucio's shooting at me, but like, oh, Soldier shooting at me, Soldier shooting at me, Bastion shooting at me. Those are things where you put the shield up, okay? Then you pop the shield, then you keep staffing, then you pop Nemesis. This will literally get you in the high plat, like low diamond. If you can just do that, you're in good shape. So we're gonna go forwards. You're going to walk over here, which is fine, right? Clear, there's nobody over here. All right, there's a Sombra. I think you pop Nemesis to try to chase her down. I don't know if I fully agree with this. It's not really your job to go after the Sombra, but honestly, this game is so chaotic that we'll take it. So now let's kind of ignore the fact that we got here, because this whole like string of events is already so weird. I don't even know how to comment on it. I would say you probably should just push the point and then or try to catch the Sombra out in the back, but it's fine. So we're over here. What's my goal? Well, as a tank, or as all heroes, if I have the opportunity to kill not the tank, or the tank, I'm going to kill not the tank, aka the squishies of the game. So right here, you can see there's a Sombra here who's low. You can also see the Lucio, and you can see a mostly healthy D.Va. Who should I be targeting here? The Sombra. Why should I be targeting the Sombra? Because the Sombra's extremely low, and we just saw her use Translocator, right, to get here, so she has no escape. So just kill the Sombra. Barring that, I kill the Lucio. Okay? Then, if both of these heroes are dead, then I focus the D.Va. There's no reason to be fighting the D.Va right now, because, again, you have squishy targets over here. Now, granted, the D.Va's going to die anyway, but quite frankly, this is just kind of lucky, because the D.Va could survive if she really wanted to, and it's objectively a mistake to be targeting the tank right now. So you go after the squishies. So that would be a good moment to pop Nemesis if you did have it, right? You're low, you're out of ammo, because now you need to reload in order to get more damage, but if you pop Nemesis, you don't have to reload, right? You can melee, you can punch, quick melee, and I think that's going to insta-kill the Lucio. Yeah, it's going to insta-kill Lucio if you have that combo available. So we follow Lucio. Now I would pop Nemesis. This is a weird scenario where I would interrupt the gameplay loop because I don't actually need the shield or the staff right now. I just need to quickly kill Lucio because the fight is one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 heroes. Yeah, 4 heroes, right? Your Lucio's over here. It's just 2 on the point, no tanks, and 1 above. I would just go Nemesis and kill Lucio quickly. Yep, I think going Nemesis here is totally fine. You saw the Sombra translocate, so she's got to still be close by, but it's fine if you want to focus the Lucio. At this point, after the translocate, she's like far enough away. I just kill the Lucio and let my Lucio deal with it. But chasing the Sombra down, I think, is not a good idea. I would note that the Lucio is still behind you, and you are apparently not interested in killing the Lucio. I wouldn't even say it's particularly hard to kill Lucio. No one on your team seems interested in killing Lucio, so that's kind of a problem. And note, the time is still ticking, right? Because no one is killing Lucio, so Lucio's stopping the cap. Teleport's up. I would have taken the teleport up right away, but I think you do a good job chasing Soldier. Obviously, you missed the punches. You missed quite a few punches here. You also have the opportunity to quick kill him here. So right here, melee does 40 damage. Each box is 25, so quick melee kills him. Rammatra not only has punches, but he also has quick melee that he can do. So quick melee kills him right now. Quick melee kills him right here too, right? But also just better aim would also have killed him here, but it kind of is what it is. I would just note from an information perspective, I think you have all 5 heroes alive right now. You have all 5 heroes alive right now, and they only have 4, right? Because one of them I think is dead. Yeah, the Sombra is returning. So there's no actual need to pop Annihilation right now, and you control the point. So I would not pop Annihilation right now, especially after Lucio dies. I just hold block here if I feel like I'm in danger and just walk backwards. Because a big part of playing tank is understanding, am I winning or losing if I do nothing here, if I just stall, right? When you control the point, right, and you're on defense, then you win, or you are winning by doing nothing. I don't want to force any fights. I don't want to use any resources I don't need to. If they're not going to engage on me, right, if I can just successfully disengage or stall here and just walk backwards with block, I would do so. There's no need to pop or Annihilations here. Like, I know it feels good to get all these kills. It's a complete waste of resources, right? And now you don't have ultimate for when you might need it in the next fight. So I hear there's a D.Va behind me, right? I heard the bomb. So look, like, I killed them. Sombra's over there. She's way too far away for me to deal with. Just run back here and deal with the D.Va, right? You hear the bomb exploding right now. So don't chase the Sombra. You're not even close to punching her, for the record. Like, I'm gonna show you just how far away these punches are. Like literally your punch went to like here. If you double the distance of your punch, you still wouldn't have reached her. So another shield that does nothing. So now we finally go after the D.Va. So now's a good time to throw Vortex, right, to slow her down, prevent her from escaping. But you're gonna D-back her, great. Now is still a good time to throw Vortex. A, to hit the Sombra, and B, to prevent the Baby D.Va from escaping, right? I would throw Vortex right now. You get low, hold block. Right, yeah, okay, good, hold block, okay, good. So now would be a good time to shield this off while you confirm the kill on the Sombra. But the Sombra just died, so we don't need it. So that's fine, right? I don't think you really need the shield right now. You definitely don't need the Vortex right now. This is not doing anything, right? And the thing is, opposing teams, when they get better at higher ranks, they will see that you waste abilities, and then they will push in after the ability is used. Versus, if you wait for them to all walk in the doorway and then you Vortex them, that's devastating. You can basically like just win a fight right there with a well-timed Vortex on this map. Alright, Soldier has Visor in the back. Yep, you're chasing him down. I think this is good. I think Nemesis here is good, right? Just getting up there faster. You cancel it immediately, which is okay. I don't think it's strictly necessary, but it's fine. So this is where things get a little complicated. I don't expect you to be able to make this read, but this is a complicated situation. So my read here is we are very likely to lose this fight because we got engaged on A. B, we got EMP'd. C, I don't have Nemesis. And D, I'm getting shot from 2 angles, the left and the right. The correct play here is to back up to this side of the point and then put down shield and try to stay alive as long as you can. Because most likely you're going to lose this fight right now. And it's very hard to make this read in real time, and I don't think you would consistently make this read until high diamond, low masters. I'm just telling you the correct read here is actually like, oh, we're gonna lose this fight. Play for time. If I can stay here, use shield, and then wait for Nemesis to come back and use Nemesis to stall, I can literally stall another 40% plus on the point and force it into like one fight territory. So, but like most likely you're gonna lose this fight. This shield is too far forwards right now, which means that your right flank, when you're open, gets killed. Versus if you can back up to here, and then shield this way, you can stay alive for a long time, right? And your Lucio, Mercy, whatever, can stay alive in the back. And then when they get flushed out, then you can rotate behind the point and buy even more time. This is a relatively advanced read. I would not expect this from your level. I'm just telling you what the optimal play actually is here. So the good news is the enemy team just abandons the Soldier here for no reason. So you actually have an opportunity here because the enemy team messes up. So because of this, you're playing up. So I would never be this far up to begin with because the Soldier's just going to melt you. But once they all leave the Soldier, I look at this, I'm like, I would Vortex the Soldier, run at him, right? And then use Staff and then pop Nemesis as soon as I can to kill the Soldier. The Soldier can actually be killed here very, very quickly. This Vortex is useless. You can see that no one's even trying to push into you right now because of the shield. So this Vortex does nothing. See, no one's trying to walk in right now. So this Vortex gets you no value. This is another good example of just wasting your abilities. So the good news is we're playing behind the point, which is good, right? Because this covers us from the Soldier. They pop beat, so almost assuredly we're going to lose this fight, which is fine, right? Losing fights is okay. Well, now we have wall, so we really shouldn't be popping wall here, but fine. This shield is objectively useless because there is a, 4,000 health Symmetra wall in front of it, so you don't need this shield at all. If you don't know, Symmetra wall is itself a shield, so you don't need to throw a shield here at all. I think it's a pretty good Vortex. But yeah, play on the opposite side of the wall. I do not want to walk through the wall, but the wall just expires anyway. But as a reminder, don't go for the tank, go for the squishies, right? Kill the Lucio here, because the tank's not going to die. Like, for perspective, Mercy heals 55 health a second normally. I think in Valk it's like slightly increased, like what, 60, 65 or something? But you only do 100 damage a second as Rammatra, which means you do net 45 health a second, 45 damage a second to this D.Va. Ignoring armor bonus, it's going to take you 10 seconds to kill the D.Va, assuming the Lucio does nothing. It's completely useless to attack tanks. You are going after Mercy, so that's good. You have trouble pointing up, which is a pretty common problem. And then you die. But it's still fine. Like, I think that the optimal play here is, again, to stay alive, right? Because they popped all these ultimates. Literally just stand back here, right? Play back, and just hold block, and just, like, play Ring Around the Rosie. That would be better than what you ended up doing. But I understand. You're trying to kill the Mercy. You're trying to win the fight. I don't think you realize the fight's not winnable. It's okay. So we're coming back, right? We're in good shape. So we lost 2 heroes. Right? 1, 2. So we're down 2 heroes. So this is a 3-on-5 situation. Just hang out, right? Just wait up here, right? Don't do anything crazy. Just wait, regroup. Oh, here's a Sombra. Poke her out. That's fine, right? Use the staff. You're almost at ulti, so just poke out. Don't throw vortexes that do nothing. We've already discussed this. This shield objectively does nothing. There's no way you knew the Sombra was there. A. B. Even if the Sombra was there, it's not worth using shield just to block her shots. So you should probably be shooting the D.Va. Yeah, exactly. D.Va can't Matrix forever, right? Matrix does not last forever. Just shoot the D.Va until Matrix is over, and then you're good. So, gameplay loop here, right? We reload the staff. I shoot the staff, I walk forwards. The D.Va's like, oh, the Rammatra's killable? She tries to run at me. Then I put shield down. And she's like, oh, I can't destroy a 1,000 health shield. And then she runs away. That's how you create space as Rammatra. And notice that I did not need Nemesis form to do that. Literally, think about the counterplay. I shoot her with the shield. I walk forward on the point. D.Va's like, huh, she tries to kill me. I put down the shield. What does the D.Va do? She's not going to walk through the shield, right? Even if she does walk through the shield, I can just walk back through the shield. See? So let me like demonstrate that visually. I'm the Rammatra here, okay? I put a shield down. What is she gonna do? If she tries to walk through the shield, A, that blocks healing from her team, not the beam, but like Lucio healing, it means that none of her teammates can help for damage, and it means all of my teammates can still keep shooting her, and I can do what's called bubble dancing, where I can go to the other side of the shield from her. And then when she tries to go back to the other side to shoot me, then I can go back through the shield again. It's incredibly frustrating to kill somebody who's standing on top of a shield. And again, if you watch any of my Rammatra videos, you'll see me do this all the time. I can kite somebody for all 4 seconds of the shield and take almost no damage, right? It's a very, very basic skill that's not hard to do at all. But you going straight to Nemesis form here and messing up shield, not using your staff, means this fight's going to take way longer now. And the thing is, when you're in staff form, you always have the opportunity to go to Nemesis form. But when you're in Nemesis form, you don't have any tools left to use, right? The only thing you do is go back to staff form, which does not help for your survivability or your speed or give you the opportunity to block. So this is a great example where, look, there's a Bastion on the high ground. If I had staff, I could force this Bastion back away from high ground. But I'm not. I'm in Nemesis form, which means I just stare at him and I can't do anything. And, you know, now we're running out of options. So you miss your Vortex. You do get the cover here, which is fine, right? And right here, I think you just shoot the D.Va. Another shield where it's too early, right? You're not actually taking any damage yet. But you've lost 3 teammates. I'm probably going to die. Like, I have no real win condition here, so I would just suicide and die. So, final fight territory, right? 89%, 73%, but it's good because I have ultimate. We lose Lucio. That's real bad, but still potentially winnable. Still, same deal, right? Gameplay loop. I have to touch a point, unfortunately, but I walk up. Okay, now we lost 2. There's almost no way for us to win. I definitely do not open with Annihilation. Opening with Annihilation, I would say 99.9% of the time is a mistake. You want to pop Nemesis first, then force out cooldowns, then pop Annihilation. The reason being is every single time you use Nemesis or Annihilation, you gain the bonus, was like 225 armor. But if you use Annihilation immediately, you don't get the first bonus 225 armor from Nemesis. So you pop Nemesis, force them to shoot you, burn through that free armor, then you pop Annihilation, get the armor back. AKA, it's like plus 450 armor, which is a massive deal. It is so hard to kill a Rammatra who uses cooldowns correctly. Because you shoot the Rammatra, then he puts a shield up. Then you wait 4 seconds for the shield to go down. Okay, now I shoot at him in Nemesis form. Or now I shoot him again. Then he pops Nemesis. Okay, he gets an extra 25 armor. I burn through the armor. Now I try burning him down and killing him after that. He holds block. Okay, that's really frustrating. I keep shooting at him. Nemesis form ends. He puts the shield back up. Okay, that's really annoying. I push through the shield to kill him now because he doesn't have Nemesis. Then he pops Annihilation, and now he's back in Nemesis form again. It is unbelievably frustrating to try to kill a Rammatra who is cycling cooldowns well. That's how you create space as Ram. And again, none of these things are happening correctly. But at this point in time, you've already lost 2 before you even got here, so like it's not a whole lot you could do here differently. I would say, I definitely don't do this. I think the Vortex is okay. I would try to staff him, run up here. Then when the Bastion starts shooting, I put down shield, and then kill the Lucio, or try to kill the Lucio. With the Mercy Pocket, it would be extremely difficult. But from here, I just try to stay alive. Because the only win condition here is really staying alive. Right? Like, you can poke around a little bit, but that shield does nothing, right? Don't even shoot the Diva. You have to kill Lucio right now. You have to kill somebody, right? The Diva's never going to die here. But yeah, so many things go wrong here. I think the bigger deal is, instead of focusing on the last fight, think about all the mistakes we made along the way, right? So with the wasted Annihilation previously, right? Remember, we wasted Annihilation right before this. Right now, if you have Annihilation, you Vortex here, you run up, you pop Nemesis, punch, Soldier gets you low, then you pop Annihilation, you kill everybody. That's a good example of why wasting your ultimate costs you the ability to win the game later. Alright, so I'm going to hold there. Again, that was a pretty deep dive, but this gives you maybe a starting point for what you're doing wrong as Rammatra. But it's not just specific to Rammatra, right? The same, like if I watch your Junker Queen or Rhine or Diva, you're going to be making, I guarantee you, like so many mistakes, like literally dozens and dozens of mistakes in a single minute of play, which is why I strongly recommend you just watch a tank guide or hero guide for your hero that you want to play first. Maybe even for heroes that you already feel like you play well, right? Watch a hero guide. Watch how they play, like a higher ranked player, and be like, do I do that? Did I know that those abilities did that? And try to emulate that more. All right, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this was helpful.